Welcome back to Mines and Money, London 2021. I am with Mining IR, and today we have Alan Carter with us from Cabral Gold, doing some excellent work in Brazil. So, Alan, tell us a little bit about what you guys are up to.
Well, Alvaro, Cabral Gold is a TSX venture-listed company. We have an advanced gold exploration project in Brazil. We have 2 gold deposits right now with resources of about 1 million ounces in them. And that was calculated back in 2018. Now, since then, we've done quite a lot of drilling. We've drilled about 25,000 meters in the last 3 years. We currently have 4 rigs on site. So we have an aggressive drill program in process. So it's really a district sort of scale project. It is in a part of Brazil called the Tapajós region. And the Tapajós region is very, very interesting because it's the site of the world's largest gold rush. And so the gold rush that happened in the Tapajós in the 1980s was 10 times larger than the California gold rush. And I've been obsessed for the last sort of 15 years of my career on where all that gold that was produced during the gold rush, which is placer gold, so it's been eroded in the streams probably over millions of years, where all that gold has been coming from. So we've made a number of discoveries, and just in the last 6 months, we've made 2 additional discoveries on the project. So very, very exciting. Lots of news, existing resource, multi-million ounce potential, and we're right next door to a project that's now owned, just been sold. It's a 2 million ounce project that Eldorado had for about 11 years. They've just sold it to G Mining. And G Mining's, it looks like they're going to be building it and making a construction decision next year. So there's a lot going on.
Wow. And so why don't we give the investors a little bit of a feel? What is it like to invest in a company that's doing work in Brazil?
Well, look, Brazil is not so familiar for a lot of people. So I think the important thing to know about companies that are active in Brazil is that there are some very large companies in the mining industry with big mines in Brazil. Kinross's largest gold mine is in Brazil. It's called Paracatu. Yamana have assets in Brazil. They have Jacobina. London Mining, a couple of years ago, paid about $1 billion for the Chapada asset, which is a big gold copper mine, so London's there. Equinox Gold, one of the fastest growing gold producers, it has 4 gold mines in Brazil. So there's a lot of companies that are active there. I think the other thing about Brazil that one of the reasons I like it so much is because the geology is very, very prospective. The geology of northern Brazil in particular is very similar to West Africa. Everybody knows there's an awful lot of gold deposits in West Africa. And I think there'll be a lot of gold deposits discovered in northern Brazil. And the other thing is you can work in Brazil 12 months of the year. So it's not like we have a winter season where we shut down. We keep drilling for 12 months. So what that means is constant news flow. And the Brazilian real has also devalued quite significantly over the last 12 months against the Canadian and US dollars. So we're getting a lot of bang for a buck right now. So
that's great. And it's also a very stable place to do mining.
Yeah.
Geopolitically, it's a great place to be, and you have a great labor force.
Yeah, absolutely. The skilled labor force, population of 200 million people. This is a big country. And the commodities, not just the metals and mining space, but also, I think it's worth noting that Brazil's the largest producer of things like soybean, orange juice, beef. It's a resource-rich country. It's an exciting place to work.
No doubt, no doubt. And Alan, tell me a little bit more in depth about your team.
Look, my background is I have a PhD in geology in gold. So I spent 13 years of my career working for Rio Tinto and BHP. We have a country manager called Rory McKnight, who's an Australian guy who's lived in Brazil for the last 25 years, a fantastic geologist and an administrator. He's joined at the management level by Guillermo Hughes, who is a very accomplished geologist who's worked extensively in Argentina and Brazil. And then we have an executive chairman, Mark Smith, who's an ex-geologist, well, he is a geologist and an investment banker. He's the chairman of the company, and a CFO, Paul Hansard, who works with me in Vancouver, who's got lots of experience in Brazil. So, and joined on the board, we're joined by Carlos Vilhena, who is one of Brazil's top mining lawyers. Rod Cooper, who used to be VP Technical Services for Kinross, is a mining engineer, and Derek Wyrush, who's a chartered accountant and runs a palladium company. So it's a very seasoned group of individuals. I've been working down there for about 15 years. Most of us are fluent in Portuguese, so it's part of the world we know extremely well, and we've had a lot of success. As a management team, we've made 5 gold discoveries, grassroots gold discoveries. Yeah, it's a great place to work.
I can imagine having that extensive background in the culture helps a lot when you're trying to develop your prospecting in a country like Brazil or any other South American country for that matter.
Yeah, we were just chatting, Alvaro, about the fact that you're from Chile originally. I've spent 10 years working in various countries in South America, and as you know, there's a bit of a steep learning curve when you go into a new place. It's essential that you understand the language and you figure out who's who and all the rest of it. And so, we've been through that, and as I said, we've got an extensive amount of experience in country right now. And I think the fact that we've made a number of discoveries down there. We sold our last company to Ross Beatty. That was also a Brazilian gold explorer. 5 gold discoveries in the last 20 years as a team is, I think, it's a pretty good track record in this industry.
That's an amazing track record in this industry.
I think we've been fortunate, but it's been a lot of hard work too.
So what's the exciting thing for 2022 from the investor perspective?
Well, I think for us, we've got 4 drill rigs turning, so it's an awful lot of news. We're putting press releases out virtually every week. So each press release is a potential catalyst for the share price. Last year, we were the second best performing mining stock on the TSX Venture Exchange. As you will know, there's 600, 700 mining companies listed on the Venture Exchange.
Right.
So they sent us a nice certificate, it was very nice.
And it wasn't a pretty picture last year,
no,
so that's great to hear.
Yeah. So look, I'm the largest shareholder in the company. I've invested an awful lot of my own money into it, so I'm aligned with my shareholders. And we're very committed. But really for next year, the focus on us will be drilling in the first 6 months. As I said, a lot of news, multiple rigs on site currently turning. We're doing some metallurgical work on 2 new oxide discoveries that we've made. And that's very significant because the oxide mineralization is an unconsolidated material. It's not hard rock that we're going to have to drill and blast. This is material that we should be able to just scoop up. So we'll know what the metallurgical process route is for that. And if that looks positive, the met results look positive on the oxide material, then we could be looking at construction decisions sometime 3rd, 4th quarter of next year on the oxide material. And meanwhile, we have a district. As I said, we have 2 gold deposits that are 5 kilometers apart, 2 hard rock deposits with resources on them right now. We've got 43 targets, other areas where there are gold veins sticking out of the ground, some of which we've done a little bit of drilling, 10 of which we have very high-grade results associated with, but there's 43 targets. It's a district-scale play, Alvaro. This area produced 2 million ounces of placer gold on its own during the gold rush. It was the largest and richest area back then during the gold rush, so just based on that, there's a good chance it could have the largest, the biggest and richest hard rock gold deposit. So, very exciting time for us.
So am I hearing from you that you don't need to drill deep?
We don't need to drill deep. We think the gold deposits, they're all open at depth. They should go to significant depth, but yeah, there's an awful lot of gold mineralization close to the surface. So watch this space.
That's really exciting. That's really exciting. And where can investors find you? What's the best place?
You can get us at Cabral Gold. Just Google us. We have a website, and you can contact us through the website. Feel free to contact me at any point. You can drop me a line. info@cabralgold.com or Alan, ALAN, @cabralgold.com. And please, if anybody has any questions, just feel free to drop me a note.
That's great. It was wonderful to have you here, and I really appreciate you taking the time to interview with us. And enjoy the rest of the show. Enjoy London.
Thanks very much.
All right. Thanks, Alan.
Bye-bye.